Curves test you, dare you, and invite you in. Curves help you escape, inspire you, and definitely exhilarate you. And the new BMW 3 Series with near perfect weight distribution was designed to carve every single one of them.
What was that?
This might be trouble. I'll handle it. Fixed it.
Well, that was fast.
I'll tell you, I'm handy.
Run flat tire. Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering, or even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask if we're aware the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The new BMW 3 Series.
We should call your mom, tell her we're gonna be late.
And just press 1, she's programmed.
Aw, your mom's number 1? That's cute. And my number 2? No, mom's cell. Number 3, mom's work. Number 4, not me. Number 5, not me. Number 6, not me. 7, Brian's crib. Number 8, power jams. I kinda like that one.
Technology that fits your world.
Welcome to Detroit, and welcome to the North American International Auto Show, where BMW celebrates the world premiere of the all-new BMW 3 Series.
Well, the 3 Series, of course, is the core of our brand, and it is the ultimate driving machine. My name is Adrian van Hooijdonk, and I'm the design director for the BMW Group.
The 6th generation of the BMW 3 Series, the world's best-selling premium vehicle, sets benchmarks in terms of sportiness, elegance, and comfort. Inspired by a trailblazing model history, the new sports sedan exhibits powerful looks, which have been reinterpreted and consistently further enhanced the brand-typical design. In addition to the dynamic optic, the 3 Series offers a perfect 50-50 weight balance, underlying a new level of agility and driving dynamics.
I think the sportiness comes across in the front-end design already. We have a very new interpretation of the typical BMW face, double round headlamps and kidney-shaped grille. The lamps are now attached to the grille. The grille is more three-dimensional. The whole effect is both wider and lower, more sporty. The elegance, I think, comes across in the body side. There's only 2 lines, these 2 lines, that both go up towards the rear, that give the car more dynamic in side view, but also stretch the vehicle.
The new 3 Series is also available with a choice of 3 equipment options: Sport Line, Luxury Line, and Modern Line.
And of course, sportiness is important to a lot of BMW customers. In that line, we have very strong exterior colors, like the red that you see behind me. We have 5-spoke sporty wheel designs, and in the interior we have red stitching, so that's what is sport line. Then we have modern line. We have lighter colors. Then on the exterior we have matte aluminium finished add-on parts. We have a specific design wheel for that line as well. And in the interior we have a very modern type of wood with a very nice structure to it, which is something that is new for the 3 Series. And then, of course, last but not least, we have the luxury line. There we have high gloss wood in the interior, very nice leather. We have some galvanized metallic, and in the exterior darker colors and multi-spoke rims and some chrome, some more chrome on the exterior.
The new twin-powered turbo engines outdo the performance of their predecessors, while reducing their fuel consumption and emissions. Like other BMW models, the new 3 Series comes as standard with the start-stop function, which in conjunction with the BMW Efficient Dynamics power units ensures considerably enhanced environmental protection. And this is achieved even with a noticeable increase in road performance. Last but not least, The full-color head-up display sets new standards in this class. As an additional highlight, BMW will present the Active Hybrid 3. This full hybrid offers pure electric driving and noticeable fuel savings, without any significant functional restrictions, such as reduction in trunk capacity or lack of foldable rear seats.
The new 3 Series will be the ultimate expression of what we call in German Freude am Fahren.
Let's say the first 3 Series was about 35 years ago, and it was an evolution of a really iconic car for BMW. And yes, if you will, it is an advantage that we start from that and we build from that, but we're also looking towards the future.
I had one of those cars. When I started at BMW, I was buying a 3 Series E21 in olivine green. I think it's very important to kind of feel or taste the history of BMW.
Especially for a 3 Series driver, it's very important to feel the car. You touch everything, every surface around you, because you are very intensively driving, and the surfaces around you have to be really high precise and very, very nice from the touch.
Everybody has in mind what a 3 Series should look like, and it's making it difficult to design this car, but it's also great fun. It's a challenge to do a 3 Series.
There's something very particular about BMWs. I think when you talk about BMW, you know there's going to be the kidneys and the double round headlights. It's part of our DNA, if you will.
I wanted to create a new face, a new BMW face, and this face is related to the heritage of BMW. So you find this face in the BMWs out of the 70s. You have this connection between kidney area and the double round headlamp.
We wanted to bring the kidneys in a more three-dimensional way where you can really see the chrome, the frame around it. It's a very substantial piece. It's an iconic piece for BMW, and we wanted to treat it with as much respect as possible.
So the really new theme for this interior is actually the layering theme, which means that you have surfaces floating on top of each other. You can emphasize instruments, you can emphasize a freestanding monitor, and all over it looks very light in the car.
And we have a double sticker line in this car. That's for the first time. You have one sticker running from the front into the rear door, and then the other, the main sticker, which is lower, and this creates a lot of shadow towards the end of the car.
Another new story to the 3 Series is that we have 3 different lines.
The 3 lines are adding 3 characters to the 3 Series for the first time. You have the modern line, you have the sports line, and you have the luxury line. For each line we had a picture in mind somehow, and every customer can find the car fitting the best to him. A sketch, that is a 2D thing. That's just see one perspective, and in my head I can turn the car. I see it already three-dimensional, and then we try to bring the sketch, the feeling of the sketch, the emotion of the sketch into a 3D model. And we are also doing it on clay, and that is important, that we switch between clay and the computer to bring a feeling in, love in. You just can do it with your hands. As a designer, you're never finished, and people have to pull you away from the project. If you're at BMW, I think the 3 Series is kind of the brand icon, and to design the car is a dream. And if you could realize your dream, it's the best thing you could do in life, I think.
The car solely drove at the 1940 Mille Miglia and was participating as the second big sensation next to the Touring Coupe, unexpected and exceptional. In the 1950s, it served as company car of Ernst Lof before its track got lost. A racing sports car that has made history. The BMW 328 Kamm Coupe. Extravagant, innovation on its highest level, and a car that has gone missing. This car never appeared again. There haven't even been rumors that it still exists. So we had the idea to rebuild this car. And he did it. Restorer René Grosse. Together with his team of experts, they rebuilt the BMW 328 Kamm Coupe in complex and detailed handwork. A masterpiece to rebuild a car from which nothing remains but a few pictures. There are no drawings, no constructional notes of this model, just a few archive pictures. So we used these pictures to take reference measurements. Then we summed them up to the according prefabricated parts, which we need to rebuild this car. Individual production is not easy to realize with today's novel production procedures. We can't cut the car in 3D. We need to craft everything by hand. For example, this aluminum grill tube frame is probably, like in the past, formed with a tube bending machine and then welded. Tailor-made vehicle construction. With precision and love for details, the BMW 328 Kamm Coupe takes shape. The return to old construction methods is a one-of-a-kind experience for the car fabricators of BMW. Well, the car was silver. Back then, they worked with fish silver. Fish silver is powdered fish scales. Since this is an organic material, it wasn't really long-lasting. Today, we use modern paints. And then finally, the maiden trip starts. 70 years after winning the Mille Miglia and 57 years after the disappearance of the car, a moment René Grosse and his team have long awaited. The first impression was phenomenal. We had goosebumps during the first ride. The car showed no signs of weakness and ran well. The race car is named after Wunibald Kamm, the expert for aerodynamics in the 1930s. His heritage is noticeable even during the first test drive. The BMW 328 Kamm Coupe reached speeds up to 230 kilometers per hour. Actually, the cars were built to be fast racing cars. The aerodynamic form survived and even plays a big role until today. Because the more aerodynamic it is, the less it consumes. It is an important coefficient in the efficiency calculation. From the garage to the world premiere, at the Concorso d'Eleganza at Lake Como in April 2010, the BMW 328 Kamm Coupe was presented to the public for the first time. And then a dream comes true. At the Mille Miglia 2010, 70 years later, the BMW 328 Kamm Coupe participates again at this legendary race. For a second time, it wins the 1,000-mile race across Italy. The gap is closed. The legend of the BMW 328 Kamm Coupe. Coherent lightweight construction, aerodynamic design, outstanding technology. The BMW 328 Homage celebrates the 75th birthday of one of the dream sports cars of the 1930s. Like its ancestor, it embodies the same principles with a contemporary approach. Lightweight construction. In contrast to aluminum and magnesium used in the old days, the car is now made of carbon fiber reinforced plastic. It also has no doors. Deep recesses allow access to the car. Characteristic front shape. The 328 Homage incorporates the same extremely round design of the original kidney grille. Motor racing design. 4 wide leather straps run across the front, and round headlamps are reminiscent of the original lights. Remarkable in side view, the integrated tank filler neck and 2-part light alloy wheels. Plain racing panel. Typical of a sports car, the instrument cluster is very limited. Instead, 2 iPhones located in special holders display functions such as lap times and GPS for driver and co-driver. Tools for modern drivers who will still have the same fun just like 75 years ago.
The 3 Series Gran Turismo features an eye-catching retractable active rear spoiler, the first ever for a BMW. This advanced feature gives a sporty appearance and reduces lift on the rear axle by more than 35%. It automatically extends at roughly 65 miles per hour and will retract if the speed drops below approximately 40 miles per hour. The active rear spoiler can be manually overridden by the driver. The controls are located here on the driver's side door panel. To extend the active rear spoiler, simply press this button once and the spoiler will fully extend. However, to retract the active rear spoiler, you must press this button and continue holding it until the light goes out, signaling that the spoiler has fully retracted. If you manually extend the rear spoiler, please take care to return it to the down position before entering a car wash to avoid possible damage. The 3 Series Gran Turismo's cargo cover can be conveniently stored in the floor compartment of the trunk thanks to its expanded cargo area. To do this, first you must remove the cover behind the rear seats. Place your hands in the recessed grips on the bottom of the cover and push upwards until the cover comes free. Next, open the floor compartment by pulling upward on the handle. The cargo cover can then be placed inside like this. Next, remove the cover attached to the tailgate. Place your hands around the lower edge of the cover and pull to unclip. Then push it upwards to disengage and place the cover under the floor compartment. As a last step, simply close the compartment. To put the cargo cover back in place, simply slide the edge of the interior cover over these 2 retaining pins and then fold it downwards until it engages. Then slide the edge of the tailgate cover into position and pull it downwards to engage. And finally push the cover upwards until it is clipped in position. The rear seat backrests of the 3 Series Gran Turismo can be adjusted forward to boost cargo capacity or backwards to increase passenger comfort. All told, they offer 15 preset adjustment positions and can recline up to a 19-degree angle. To move the rear backrests, pull up on this handle and then adjust the backrest to the desired angle. When satisfied, release the handle and make sure the backrest locks in place. The rear seats also offer a cargo function to boost convenience even more. Before using this feature, first make sure the rear seats are free of obstructions and passengers. Next, pull this handle and the backrest will move into its most vertical position. With this loading position, trunk space is maximized while still allowing for rear seat passengers. The 3 Series Gran Turismo's rear seats can also be folded flat, either separately or together thanks to their 40-20-40 design. This can be accomplished either using the adjustment handles on the rear seats or via these handles in the cargo compartment. Simply pull up on the lever and then allow the backrests to fold completely forward. When returning the rear seats to their initial position, be careful that the closing path is clear to avoid pinching, and then manually raise the backrests into position, making sure they lock in place.